Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to take a look at Greg Buttons from TSN and NHL Central Scouting's midterms rankings. There's a few risers and fallers I'd like to talk about, and that's what we're going to do in this video. And actually, if you have a chance, go in the comment sections, take a look at their rankings. They just came out this past week, and let me know what you think, if there's certain players that you think are higher or lower, or whatever the case may be, and we'll start a discussion down in the comment section, so check that out. Also, if you want to see some highlights from some of these players, go to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube and check that out. And also, please subscribe, hit that like button to help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. All right, so this past week, NHL Central Scouting has dropped their North American and international skating lists. So basically, their midterm rankings, and we're going to go over that right now. So I wanted to talk about the North American skaters first. And you can see here, Macklin Celebrini is at the top of the lot. Now, there's a few surprises in here, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. So we're going to take a look at that. But first, obviously, Macklin Celebrini, he's number one. And he's number one on Greg Buttons' list, too. So, this year, he already has 29 points in 17 games in the NCAA for the University of Boston. Just absolutely tearing it up in the NCAA. And what can you say? The kid, and then he came into the World Juniors and put on a pretty nice clinic, I guess you could say. Was one of Canada's better players. And as a 17-year-old, obviously the youngest kid on the team. So he solidifies his top ranking, and there was pretty much no surprises, no debating on that. Now, number two, there was a little bit of a surprise here. They got Artyom Levshunov. Now, he plays at Michigan State University, and you know what? He's putting up some decent numbers. Look at this, 24 points in 22 games as a defenseman. And he's a right-handed D. The NHL love right-handed D. So obviously he's got some offensive capabilities, and you're going to see it here in this clip. Number 5 there, he lets one go from the point and scores. But yeah, he's doing everything well. Defensively, he's playing pretty good. Actually, he's getting a lot better as the season progresses. He's learning the NCAA game, came from the USHL. So he's number 2 on the list. Some say that's a little bit of a surprise. Number 3, Caden Lidstrom. He's been blowing up the charts. Has 46 points in 32 games for Medicine Hat in the WHL. And yeah, he's a big power forward and has a little soft touch. Look at this drive to the net here and then buries it over the shoulder. He is definitely coveted when you got a big player like him who has some drive, has some, offensive tools. He's gonna go up the rankings basically. So he's at number 3 for North American skaters. Number 4 is Zeev Buyum. And again, another one who has shot up the rankings, plays for the University of Denver. Same thing. Look at this, 25 points in 19 games. Also had a really good outing at the World Juniors on Team USA. Look at that, one-timer there. And that's in the gold medal match against Sweden. So yeah, another one, for him, really good skater, good offensively. Defensively is pretty good as well. The question is, can he carry that on to the next level? And that's what we're going to find out. But he is this draft D heavy. Check this out. Now, here's a surprise. A couple of surprises we're going to talk about next. Actually, Trevor Connolly is at number 5. Carter Yakemchuk at number 6 over Sam Dickinson. Now, this is where the debate kind of starts. Sam Dickinson, in my opinion, is one of the top Ds in this draft. Now, he has 40 points in 40 games in the OHL. And you're going to say, well, that's nothing crazy. But yeah, defensively, he's a beast as well. And he's a big kid who can motor. And I've seen him live a couple times this season. And let me tell you, he doesn't mind joining a rush. He's got a wicked shot. That one-timer from the point is pretty deadly. So, yeah, personally, I have him a little bit higher against these other D. But again, that's something that's debatable. Now, Trevor Connolly, I just mentioned, number 5, that might be a little bit of a surprise for some, analysts, I guess you could say. And he has 35 points in 25 games in Tri-City there in the USHL. I like his game. Like, he works hard. He's got some offensive tools. Do I have him that high? I'm not really sure in terms of North American skaters. And you're going to see why in a second. We have the next couple players I personally have a little bit higher. But you know what? He's got some nice tools. Look at that soft touch there at the net. He's definitely got some offensive tools. This is where I personally like Berkeley Catton a lot. I got Berkeley Catton here ahead of or below Cole Eiserman. That's a surprise. I'm going to talk about Cole Eiserman later when we talk about Craig Buttons' list. So we'll get back to Cole Eiserman in a second. But Berkeley Catton, check out these numbers in the dub. He's got 62 points in 38 games. And he's been a beast for Spokane. And he's got some offensive tools, that's for sure. He went on an absolute tear the last 10 games or so. He had like 24 points and has just been on fire lately. So obviously that helps his stock, but obviously NHL Central Scouting has him still a little bit lower. So, we'll see where that goes. But nevertheless, here we go. The European or the international list. These ones are pretty good. Actually, I don't mind the European list. They got Konsta Helenius at number 1. I like him a lot. Great player. Plays in the Finnish men's league there. Has 22 points in 30 games. Like, that is impressive for a 17-year-old. Did really well at the World Juniors too for Team Finland. I thought as he, didn't get a lot of points on the sheet, I guess you could say, at the World Juniors, but man, he was buzzing around. I like his game. He's a hard worker, got some offensive tools too. And another one that was young on that Finnish team. So he's going to be climbing up. And then here we have, so this is debatable, I guess you could say, Anton Selyaev or Ivan Demidov. In my opinion, flip those two. Demidov is just offensively, he's a beast. And then Selyaev, he started off the season on fire in the KHL. Now has 11 points in 49 games. So kind of slowed down near the end here, or the second half of the season, I guess you could say. But definitely, when you're 6'7" D and you got really good skating and some offensive tools, you're going to climb up the rankings, kind of like Simashev did last year. Depends on what a team wants, but he might go pretty high in this draft. All right, like I said, Demidov, 28 points in 18 games, absolutely on a tear right now in the MHL. Played a little bit in the KHL at the beginning of the season, but right now, check out these moves in the MHL. Nice little pass there. He is a highlight reel player. Big time offensive toolkit, great skating, great edges. You got to see the edge work. There was a YouTube video recently, and man, the kid can skate. All right, so now we move on to Craig Button. His January rankings, I guess you could say. There was a few big surprises here. The first being, so Macklin Celebrini at number 1. I already said that, he has him up there as well, deservedly so. And then I put the top 20 on here, so you'll see Zeev Buyums at 11, Liam Greentree at 14. But like I said, Macklin Celebrini at number 1. No debating that. Now the surprise is the next one, number 2, Cole Eiserman. A lot of people are saying, I don't know if Cole should be that high nowadays. His rankings have kind of slipped a little bit because of his off-puck play. He, a little bit lackadaisical, I guess you could say, when he's away from the puck. But look at these numbers. He's got 30 games, 32 goals, 59 points. And he has the record for most goals as a U17, 69, and most goals at the U18 when they played at the U18 last year. But he is a goal scorer. The kid can shoot a puck, that's for sure. And he is third all time for goals at the NTDP behind Cole Caulfield and Phil Kessel, ahead of Patrick Kane and Will Smith. And he is one of 3 that only have 100 goals in the last 2 seasons. So he's holding records all over the place for the NTDP. And you're going to see it here. Watch. He's just a great goal scorer. You give him the top of the circle like that and he's going to score. So like I said, the thing is his off puck play, his defensive play, 3-zone play, 200-foot game, whatever. But I think it's going to depend. This draft, D heavy. He might slip a little bit, but Craig has him at number 2. And then number 3, Anton Selyaev. Like I said, that was a little bit of a shocker, kind of high ahead of, Levshinov and Dickinson, which is at number 7 on his list. So there was, some debate on that. Obviously, I got Dickinson higher than number 7. And then Caden Lindstrom drops down to number 10. A lot of people are saying, well, I don't know about that there, Craig. But, again, it's going to change, obviously, as it gets closer to the NHL draft. But, we all have our opinions. So that's why drop it in the comment section. Tell me what you think. His Craig Button's list, Berkeley Catton at number 13. So dropping pretty good there, too. So there's a couple surprises. Let me know what you think in the comment section there. So that was Craig Button and NHL Central Scouting midterm rankings, I guess you could say. So there's a lot of debate. There's been a lot of talk on Twitter, and, let us know what you think. And obviously, please subscribe. Hit that like button to help the channel grow. Numbers are flying. I love it. Thank you so much to everyone, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.